I'll wear a fur if it comes back in style. I don't know. Anthony used to wear one back in the day.
Well, I didn't want to. Had to. Oh, he bought it for me, and it was either that or freeze.
Yeah. If Joe Namath comes back and he starts wearing furs and makes it cool, maybe I'd wear one. I don't know.
That's what my mother said. She goes, Joe Namath is wearing a fur coat.
Yeah.
So don't you worry about, going to school and having people call you a sissy because you're wearing a fur coat.
Did they?
And guess what I did?
You wore the fur coat.
Yeah.
They called you a sissy, and you went home and cried, and then your dad yelled at you for crying. Of course.
You win.
Of course.
It's the story of my life.
Hence, lucky us, we get to hang out with the tough Anthony. With the tough outer shell Anthony. Protect.
Defend.
Protect. Don't show any emotion whatsoever. Daddy taught.
You know the horror that I felt when Mom came home with that god-awful fur coat? Like, all my friends at that point were wearing, like, the Kenny from South Park snorkel jackets. Those were very in back then when I was a kid. And I expect Mom to come home. It's, back to school time, and she's going to come home with a jacket for me. And it's a fur coat, this gray fur. Mm-hmm. And I just started crying right then and there. I was like, I can't wear this to school. They're going to make fun of me. And she goes, oh, Anthony, go scratch your ass. That was a big one. Go scratch your ass. Sometimes she'd just say, go scratch.
Why was the Kumias obsessed with ass play?
It was just scratching it. For some reason, you had to scratch your ass if you were upset with anything.
Never heard that. I mean,
go scratch.
I've heard it over the years doing radio with you, but outside the show, I've never heard scratch your ass.
That was a big one in my household.
Yeah. Why go scratch it? Why not, since you're there, just go ahead and scratch it?
Just start scratching. I believe it was, get off of whatever you're on right now, whatever subject you're on, and do something more important, like scratching your ass. See, it's some kind of sarcasm thing. Like, go scratch your ass. You'll be making more of a point than you are crying over my fur coat that I just bought you.
Sure.
So that's when she brought up Joe Namath and said, well, Joe Namath, if they make fun of you, you tell them Broadway Joe Willie Namath of the champion New York Jets wears a fur coat. So there. Not completely, not understanding child playground psychology.
No, not understanding there's a drastic drop-off between superstar Joe Namath and little skinny arm Anthony Cumia.
Oh, forget it. A little emaciated kid.
With a fur coat.
And the first day I stepped off I walked to school at that point. I didn't take the bus. So when I stepped into the schoolyard, it just started. Hey, Cumia. What's that you got on? Oh, Joe Namath wears one. It's the first thing out of my mouth because I had to defend myself against it. And they didn't care. Like I never said it. They were just calling me every derogatory term for a homosexual that they could think of, and kids could think of a lot.
The G one?
Everything.
The F one?
What, gay?
F?
There was yes, the F one a lot.
The Q?
Yeah.
Fruity?
Not so much fruity.
They string them together and call you a queer gay? You're a gay queer?
Yeah, it was all every one of them.
How about the CS?
No, they were a little too young for that. Mm-hmm. But it hurt. I was very hurt by that.
I meant Cumia Scratcher.
And me saying go scratch your ass to them didn't help either.
No.
And I believe some of the bigger children decided to just punch me.
Yeah.
Because I was wearing something silly.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is walk up and punch that person. That's what kids do. It was Lord of the Flies and I was Piggy.
Kids are brutal.
Kids just suck.
They really do.
There's no sympathy. There's no thinking things out. It's just this instinctive, let me destroy this person.
Yeah.
because they're different in some way, shape, or form.
There you go.
I did the same thing to poor fat Patrick Fulham.
What did you do to Patrick Fulham?
Patrick Fulham was a fat kid that made the funny face when we punched him in the stomach. So we used to punch him in the stomach all the time. If he just didn't make the funny face, we never would have punched him. But we had him. And then Bellin. This girl's name was Bellin. Bellin Cornell. She stunk. She stunk.
She might be listening.
You stunk. She smelled so bad that the teacher took her out of class and had to address the classroom in some way where she thought it was going to help by telling us, look, she probably has a medical problem. She sent her to the nurse and said to us, Bellin probably has a medical problem. Mm-hmm. So, be nice to her. Don't be mean or talk about it or anything. And the second she came back in the room, just, you stink. You smell. Would you go in your pants? And just kids. They're such animals.
As long as we're sharing.
Ooh.
Rosemary probably listens to the show.
My mother?
No.
Oh.
From Washington Drive grammar school. We all know that you used to go in your pants.
Yep.
We all know it. We also know that you used to strike out in kickball.
Strike out in kickball.
That is true. And even
that won't get you made fun of.
And even though you became very, very hot in high school,
did you?
It was tough to get past the fact that you, did what you did in your pants in the middle of class, and you had to awkwardly leave. And the janitor had to come with the sawdust.
The sawdust and the broom.
And the teacher would have an extra pair for you.
Just in case.
Just for you, Rosemary.
We had some girl do that in the cafeteria.
Yeah?
Yeah, like people are talking and there's this low chatter going on, a little chatter. And then you just heard the sound of somebody as if they took a large glass of water and started just pouring it on the floor. And everybody kind of looked around and turned, and this girl was just sitting in her chair, and you know how some of the school chairs have those 3 slots where your actual seat is? It was just pouring out of there.
Oh,
and
really?
Hitting the floor, and everybody a few people were like, oh, but everyone was just like, and pointing.
Let's play Call Out Your Old Schoolmates today.
Oh. Yeah, who was pukey? Who upchucked and didn't live it down for years?
I'll do a good one. Camille, everyone knew you had amazing boobs when you were 14, 15 years old, and we all stared. Every single one of us. You were the first one to develop, and we all took notice.
Yep. There was a girl named Jerry. Her name was Jerry.
With an I?
With a G. It was Gerri, I think. You're right.
All right. I at the end. I wasn't going with Jerry with an I in the beginning.
Jerry. Jerry. And she came back from summer vacation and was just, she had huge breasts. And she was a tall girl, too. She looked like she did not belong in the school.
Yeah.
She sprouted.
Yeah.
And I decided I was going to comment on her breasts. So I said something pretty nasty. I think I used the T word for breast.
Sure.
And, and she kicked me in the groin so hard. I went down on that hard, cold school hallway floor.
That's exactly what her dad taught her.
Oh, exactly.
The dad sat her down and said, look,
absolutely right.
He's not stupid. He's like, oh, my God.
Guys are going to start saying it.
And she's going back to school in September. I'm going to have a talk with her. She got some kickboxing lessons during the summer.
And if anyone says anything, or God forbid touches you,
right,
you turn around and you kick them right here. You probably got this big padded cup for her to practice on.
Yeah.
All right, now kick daddy. Kick daddy.
That was great about the girls that were developing. They didn't know how to they didn't know how to live with their new boobs.
What, did it get in the way of their writing? And
well, now you see a well-endowed woman.
Yeah.
She knows how to work her boobs because she's had them for a long time.
Sure.
But, you go from flat-chested to wah in one summer. They're getting in the way of everything, and they just don't know how to live with them yet.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun for you, the guy.
Well, since we're calling out former classmates, I'd like to address this girl, Pam.
Sure.
From Pam Elwood Junior High. She was president of the IBTC.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is the itty-bitty T committee. Mm-hmm. And she was the opposite end of the spectrum, completely flat-chested for, I believe, the entire, school career, even through high school.
Yeah.
And then I believe on classmates.com, she turned up and had gotten implants.
Really?
To compensate for her years of being called, the president of the IBTC.
Sure.
And they're just giant. They're giant cans now.
Overcompensating?
She was really skinny, too, and now she's, kind of plump.
Sure.
With giant cans.
Sure.
And she bleached her hair. She, wanted to turn into a different person, I think.
Sure.
Hysterical. And we ragged her relentlessly.
Well, if you want to continue.
Why not? Plenty of ammo.
David, we all knew.
Oh,
you weren't fooling anybody.
Oh, no, really?
You weren't fooling anybody.
Oh, boy.
And you were good at sports, but didn't you notice everyone ran out of the locker room when you decided it was time to shower?
Okay.
You weren't fooling anyone. Not a soul.
Did he fool some people for a while in elementary school, when you just thought he was sensitive?
Right. I didn't fully understand what that was all about as a little kid, but I knew something was different.
Yeah.
Kind of talk like a girl.
Yeah, hung out with the girls a lot.
You were great in the mile, but you weren't fooling anyone.
Was he in drama class? Did he do a lot of plays?
Was he in drama? That's a really good question. I don't remember anymore.
I always wanted to be in the plays.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the courage to go in and audition, do that. But then when the play was all put together and it was the night they did it.
Yeah.
I always felt like I wanted to be one of the in crowd that was hanging out and getting the adulation.
Right.
And then hanging out afterwards in the back hallway by the stage, congratulating each other with their bad makeup on and everything.
Sure.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to. I was a nobody.
Valerie, we knew there was something going on.
Really?
Oh, yeah. With one of the...
Really?
This one might be... Maybe I should shut up.
Oh, so you're talking about a crime.
Well, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of staying after school, and Valerie... people were talking. I want to say last name so bad right now to prove my point, but
well, yeah, I can't quite do that.
Jimmy, you want to share?
A couple of people.
You got one?
Know anyone in school? Or was it you?
Oh.
You're the one that if anyone else had a radio show, they'd be talking about you. Oh, and there was this guy, Jim.
There's a lot of sexual deviance when I was a boy.
Was there?
Of course.
In school?
Not in school, but with school kids, yeah.
With the little schoolmates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talked about it, yeah. Monster Rain, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we
wasn't alone.
All know about that.
Yeah. Let's go to Sarah in Jersey. Sarah.
Hi, boys. How are you?
Good. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
In 8th grade, there was a girl named Christy Reicher.
Whoa. Do we go last names here?
Well, for that, it's okay.
Okay.
I don't care. She deserves it.
All right.
It was time to switch classrooms, and she came out in her khakis that were nicely stained red, and she had no idea.
Oh, wow.
Oh, right in the middle of 8th grade class.
Yeah.
She's walking through the hallways, has no idea. A teacher had to pull her aside and say, look, you've got a problem. And to cover it up, she's using her purse to, hide it.
Not quite working, huh?
No, everyone's just laughing their ass off as we walk to class.
Nice. There you go. We're calling out our classmates from the past. Pat, Brooklyn.
Jackie O's dress.
Yeah, yeah. What's up, Pat?
What's up, fellas?
Hey.
Pat!
One time in second grade or third grade or something, this kid just crapped in the classroom, and the smell was intense, and no one knew what it was. And then all of a sudden, someone saw a piece of crap underneath his desk, which kind of boggles the mind, because how did the crap actually get from the pants all the way down.
I don't know if that's going to...
Yeah, you got... I don't know. You might not have kept it clean.
I don't know. We were giving him the benefit of the
standards.
doubt, and then we don't know because now it's being used as that. Just a kid went in his pants.
Sure.
So you say he went in his pants and smelled the whole room up.
Yeah. See, there you go. I like to think our listeners can figure stuff out if we speak in code.
Yeah.
I think we got some bright listeners for the most part. You don't have to over-explain to the point where the FCC has to get involved. Yeah, yes, Jimmy.
I had a bad habit of, let's just say, not making it to the restroom because I like to go at home only. I was one of those people I didn't like to public facilities.
I don't think anybody really enjoys the public facility more than they do home.
Well,
home is home.
You were sick of getting hit
Wonderful.
on?
No.
Got to a point, oh my God, no, I just...
Tapping the foot underneath the stall.
Tap, tap, tap.
Wide stance.
But I remember I had a little accident.
Yeah.
And I was in line to leave, and all the classes... I had a big crush on Kelly Howell.
Oh, who didn't?
Oh, of course. She was very cute.
Was she?
And I remember she was standing right behind me, and it was very obvious that I had a little accident.
Oh, no.
And I'll never forget the tap of her finger on my shoulder.
She tapped you?
Kelly never talked to me. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, good icebreaker.
And, yeah. And she tapped me, and she goes, "Did you go poops in your pants?"
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I attempted sarcasm, and I was like, yeah, right. But I had.
But you were being accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I did.
That was awful. I'll never forget that little tap.
She actually had to tap you and ask you.
Yeah, she didn't beat around the bush.
No.
No.
Wow, that would be embarrassing to even have to ask you. Think how embarrassed you must have been.
Horrified.
What'd you do?
Stood there and stared straight ahead. The same way I did when Lynn in high school, when I used to be very greasy and I wouldn't shower much. And she was sitting next to a girl I had a big crush on. And then she leaned forward and goes, "Hey, why don't you wash your hair?" And then they were sitting together, her and this girl I had a big crush on.
Oh,
boy.
And I didn't answer her. And I said, "It is washed." That was my answer.
You had some really bad comebacks.
It is washed.
It is washed.
Yes, I had taken the Carlisi improv class. And then she tapped me again, and I just I kicked back at her chair.
Whoa,
my
like
desk.
shut up.
Yeah. And she laid off.